let me say, I'm from the U.S., if you can't tell by my accent. I flew in this morning. I got in at 7 o'clock this morning. I had just a couple hours to make it in here. Then Mark told me you're going to have to give a talk much longer than this video that I made up. This video was supposed to be everything, but that changed when I walked in here at 9 o'clock. So I want to show the video, just a little bit about me, my company. My company's called HarpData. We're headquartered in Buffalo, New York. We also operate out of Washington, D.C. We do a lot of business with the federal government in the U.S., as well as a lot of commercial organizations in the U.S., in New York, Washington, D.C., and Seattle, Washington. So I want to introduce you guys to this video. It's just a little bit, a very, very short video, about the amount of time I was supposed to be up here, but that is neither here nor there. So check it out, and we'll talk about it a little bit more afterwards. This is indoor wayfinding, indoor mapping and wayfinding from HarpData.
Meet Rob. He's your team's biggest fan. He used the app to find his ticket to the big game. Using the outdoor mapping capabilities integrated into your app, Rob navigates to the parking area closest to his seat. When he parks his car, his parking location is captured by the app so that he can easily navigate back after the game. Security scans Rob's mobile ticket and he heads into the stadium. As Rob is getting turn-by-turn directions to his seat, he passes the team store. He gets a message that his favorite player's jersey is on sale, and he can't pass that deal up. Rob leaves the store and lets the app lead him to his seat. During the match, Rob decides he wants to grab a bite, but he doesn't want to miss all the action being stuck in line. He dives into the app, chooses a vendor, orders, and pays for his food right at his seat. When the food is ready, he gets a message right on his phone. The mobile app gives him the best route and he heads to pick up his food. Rob passes by a restroom showing only a 3-minute wait and decides to take care of that as well. After the game, Rob's guided back to his parking spot using your mobile app. Let's look at how this experience was built. This is Frank. He's your Stadium Experience Administrator. Using HarpData's solution, your team is able to manage amenities, create location-based events and messaging, schedule content delivery, pull up analytics for reporting, and control paths to destinations by editing waypoints. We make it possible for you and your team to manage and create the ultimate in game day experiences. Let HarpData help make your venue instantly familiar, and let us make it safer and more efficient also. When trouble arises, use location-based identification to track troublemakers and strategically route security response. We also help you track facility systems with ease. During an outage, support staff will receive status, automated alerts, and even directions to the down system. This is the new fan experience, connected and with endless possibilities. Let us show you how. HarpData, one partner, endless capabilities.
All right, so what do you guys think? Good? Yes? Okay. So, how do we make this happen? What is this connected fan experience? How do we all make this happen? I know we talked about what they're doing. Jeff talked about Tournament of Magic. We talked about what they're doing at Levi Stadium out in San Francisco, which are all amazing things. And wayfinding and mapping isn't anything new. It's not a new technology. It's how we pull it off. How we pull it off, it really is the sweet sauce in this whole solution. So for years, right, wireless has been the standard, and certainly in stadiums, wireless is everywhere. Everybody's going wireless. Everybody is trying to get into the more connected fan experience. The problem, and I think that some people alluded to it up here, is that when you're already, the wireless network is already so saturated, trying to then get users to access the wireless to do the wayfinding can sometimes be a little bit troublesome. Jeff, in your situation, you guys have almost 800 of the beacons that control the location. But again, when you guys are, the way that things are being done, it may not necessarily be the way that things should go moving forward. So what do I have that's different? And sorry, these are my notes. I just wrote these, by the way. So how are we going to do it different? What we are, and I think what you guys are using is what's called BLE, Bluetooth Low Energy, which is, it's become the way of the world. By 2025, they're estimating the BLE will be in every single building, everywhere. It uses a low-level Bluetooth signal that everybody has on their cell phone. Android, iOS are both publishing information actively for everybody in here, cell phone type, carrier. We can even go even deeper into it and start adding things like users and personalities, to where inside these connected fan experiences, season ticket holders, or if we're here doing this conference, we have a different experience than individuals that are at the soccer game. This is what Bluetooth Low Energy allows us to do. Wayfinding, again, point-to-point direction is nothing new, but doing it the most efficient and the most cost-effective way is always key, right? Especially to the individuals in this room. So, in a situation where you have a wireless network already in place, which I'm sure most of you do, how do we bring in this new experience and make it effective to you? Well, I'm sorry, Jeff, to keep coming back to the Orlando Magic, but you just talked before me. So, but the Orlando Magic have 793 beacons, and I don't know how much you paid for them, but let's just say even if they're $100 a piece, you're looking at $100,000 just for almost $100,000 just for the beacons. What we have found is a partner in Mist Systems that will allow you to create virtual beacons, as many as you want. You can stretch them across it. When you change your arena, you change your stadium, something's under construction, you have to move those beacons around, because that's what the technology calls for. With our system, virtual beacons, it acts in essence the same way as your wireless access points do, where they stretch across the entire arena, the entire stadium, and as your situation changes, as your stadium and your arena evolves, the system evolves with you. So if you have a vendor outside this door that when somebody walks by, when a customer walks by, you want a certain message to pop up, when that store is not there anymore, you don't have to tear down the system and redo it. You just move that point, or you delete it. These virtual beacons that we call, they're stackable, so you can put multiple at the same location. All the things that we talked about in the video, the Waypoint, being able to get directions from your home all the way to your seat is really unheard of, and to be able to do it with something as intuitive as Google Maps. You log in, you go to your regular Google Maps, you put in the stadium, you put your seat in, and it's going to take you all the way to your seat. These are things that we can now do for essentially the same cost of those 793 beacons that are in Orlando Magic Stadium. We can outfit the entire arena with these Mist access points, the software that is associated, and it's all cloud-based. So there's no hardware, there's no infrastructure costs. Those are some of the things that we're trying to do to improve the system. A couple other benefits. Easy to change those locations. When you have those physical beacons, every time you lay these things out, you have to create a site survey, or you have to do a site survey that can sometimes be overly comprehensive, and you have these guys come in, and the time to delivery it extends. Most of the time longer than you want it to be. There's no site surveys with our system, because it's all virtual beacons. You can leverage those existing beacons that you have into one larger system. And again, we're not trying to recreate the wheel. We're also not trying to come in and rip and replace everything that you're doing. We are trying, our job, or our narrative that we're trying to promote is that we are going to come in and help you improve the system, help you improve the connected fan experience, because that's what we're all here for. 1 to 3 meters of accuracy in terms of the waypoint, which is BLE. You're going to get more accurate than you're going to get with Wi-Fi. You're going to be able to do sub-second latency, which in any situation where you're using Wi-Fi as wayfinding, or if you're using Wi-Fi, or if you're using the beacons that the backbone is the wireless network, you're not going to get sub-second latency. Marketing campaigns. This is a revenue-generating solution. Vendors that come in that need some exposure, that need to be able to see new things, or need to be able to drive in more clients or more customers. These are the type of things that they can do to drive in revenue. Message or location-based messaging. If everybody that walks past, a specific, vendor or shop gets a message, that increases the revenue. That increases the traffic that goes into that particular vendor. That's a revenue generation for the arena or the stadium. These are things that you can charge back from the customer and see some revenue back on. Analytics, big time analytics within this system, where we can do things like we can say there's a 3-minute wait time in the bathroom because we're just looking at the number of Bluetooth clients that are in the bathroom. We can kind of put an algorithm together and say this is how many minutes it's going to take for each individual user to come out. Those are the type of things that make the fan experience better when they can go into the app and they can say, I want a break. It's not halftime, but I really need to go. I can go to the bathroom, 2 or 3 or 40 meters down and get a 2-minute wait time as opposed to going right outside my door. And these are just things that we want to do to try and help the connected fan experience evolve into what you may want to see. And certainly we have tons of ideas that we have in terms of making this situation correct. This is not a situation where we have to come in and recreate your application, or we have to come in and do a rip and replace of hardware. Everything that we do is meant to supplement in some situations, but also, really our main objective is to help you guys innovate, help you guys dig more into this fan experience, into this connected fan experience. So that's it. That's my whole spiel. I wrote that in about 3 minutes. So. Questions, comments, concerns? No?
Thanks, Ivory. Well, don't go yet. So you mentioned Bluetooth, so that's the technology that you're using?
It is.
On the device?
Bluetooth low energy. So everybody has Bluetooth on their phones. Everybody is 9 times out of 10 connected to their Bluetooth. And essentially the system just takes the information, just takes the location from your Bluetooth, from the Bluetooth that's emitted from your device, and we can get all types of information from it.
And how do venues buy what you're offering? Is it a license? Is it a...
Well, so it's license based. There's this solution is composed of many different pieces. The Waypoint and Map Finder, which we've seen some examples of here, that is a software solution. The virtual beacon, that is a hardware solution, and they integrate together. We take those 2 pieces and we put the application piece, whether it's your application piece or our application piece, and we combine those together to make one whole solution. So what that means is we can do one without the other, but the virtual beacon piece does not come without the hardware piece. That is something that as an organization, HarpData can come in. We lay out, we do a predictive analysis to come up kind of with what it looks like you may need in order to make this situation or to make this solution work. And then we bring in the mapping piece and the application piece and the development piece and put those pieces together. Again, you can do these pieces individually. We can do a lot of these same features that we talked about in the video. We can do those without the virtual beacons, but from a money standpoint, from an expense standpoint, when you look at what it costs to roll out a new solution as opposed to doing it, and as opposed to trying to adjust based on what you already have, sometimes I think the narrative is out there that it's a rip and replace, and you have to spend a lot more money to do that. These virtual beacons, these access points that have this BLE enabled, they can be installed with what you have. They don't interfere. They are wireless enabled, but they don't have to be. And so you have a couple options. One, you get into, as we roll this solution out, let's say you want this BLE, you want to be able to do these virtual beacons. We can come in, we do the survey, we install these virtual beacons, and then when it comes time for you to reevaluate your wireless solution, You can do an in-place POC with what you already have. You never have to turn the wireless on. You're gonna spend the same. The hardware relative, not my checkbook obviously, but is not that expensive for these access points. But the technology is in these access points that will allow you to, produce a Wi-Fi signal, a very, very strong enterprise class Wi-Fi signal, and a BLA, enterprise grade BLE system at the same time.
Any questions? Is there any examples of venues where this has been deployed yet?
Yeah, so the system that we have is installed in about 17 airports within the U.S. and also roughly 130 hospitals, of which we've done a small percentage of those. But moving into the arena space this is going to be not a new place for us to go, because we're already doing wireless in some arenas with Mist, but not the location BLE piece.
You got a special price for the first one?
No, but in the stadium and arena space, obviously you guys typically have a large there's a large delta between what you would put in, say, a hospital or airport, or a hospital or airport in a stadium. You're looking at 800 beacons. That's unheard of in a school or something small in that fashion. So obviously with both comes discount. So
there you go. Pick on them this afternoon. He's got jet lag.
Yeah, I'll be here.
There's one more question.
One more question.
Hi, Max. Thanks. I just wanted to check how you guys deal with attenuation of third-party signals. Obviously, Bluetooth is highly inaccurate a lot of the time, depending on what's actually surrounding it. How do you deal with how the signal attenuates?
So, I have a couple answers to that. One, I don't know. No, okay. The first answer is the BLE has a very different signal than I think what you're commonly referring to with wireless and frequency signals, that they kind of jumble that Bluetooth signal. The access points that we use are placed strategically to cover an entire area. So we like to what we call wall-to-wall coverage for our access points. And so in some instances where there is more interference, maybe in a stadium, we may have to put more access points. Also, in situations where we come into those situations, we will bring the access points lower to the ground just to get closer to the Bluetooth signal. It is, although the Bluetooth itself is very susceptible to signal interference, BLE is a much lighter, a much simpler signal than what you would typically.
How will version 5 make life easier?
How will version 5 make my life easier? Irrevocably. I mean, I think once we get to version 5, I think that what you'll see is you'll see much stronger signals. You'll see much lower latency times. You'll also see you may even see closer than that 1 to 3 meters accuracy. Anybody else questions? All right, thanks guys.
Thank you. Thanks very much.